Hi there, it's Sherry Kaler, and I've got a new practice for you. This is going to be a guided meditation, and I'm trying something new today. I'm recording onto my laptop, so I've got a nice wide view instead of the tall view I use for what I'm doing, particularly movement practices, so you can see me more clearly. And Birdie and I, our English Bulldog, and I are hanging out today, and I've got a guided meditation that's a new one. It's based on some yoga philosophy. But I want to ask you, because my spouse recently said I should make sure to include this in my videos. If you are enjoying this content, please take a moment to just like it. Press that button right there below the video. If you want to make sure to get new content when I upload it, consider subscribing because I often send these out with my newsletter, which I think there's a link for my newsletter. You can sign up for that in my profile. But you can also just get a subscription notification from YouTube that there's a new video practice for you to follow. So I'm going to get better about remembering that in my videos. Please like, please subscribe. Now, on to the guided meditation and the philosophy. So, one of the most important things I think about the practice of yoga is not strength, not flexibility, not balance, and not even calming, as Patanjali says, calming the fluctuations of the mind. Right? What I think one of the most important parts of yoga philosophy is something called non-dual awareness. Non-dual awareness means that we don't see, we learn to not see things in absolutes, like in a binary absolute. It's not black or white, but there's lots of grays. It's not yes or no. It's both and. And one of the things that is so important, one of the many things about this is that we can learn, particularly if we live with a chronic health condition, like myself and my spouse and several of my friends, right? There are days, especially if you're having a flare, it can feel like everything is terrible. But, right, that's a very binary way of thinking. Everything hurts. But if we stay in a state of non-dual awareness, we might be able to realize it feels like everything hurts, but I guess my earlobes don't hurt. I like to tell my students earlobes are pretty reliably neutral parts of the body, unless like you've got a mosquito bite or a new piercing, right? They're going to be pretty neutral. And sometimes if we can then find the neutral places in our body, tip of the nose sometimes, then we might notice, oh, there's actually a few parts of the body that feel even good. And that kind of being able to get out of feeling like everything is terrible and noting that there are shades of neutral or good is a really powerful practice. In times, I live in Portland, Oregon, in the United States, and I'm sure you all are not unaware of the news. It is February 3rd, 2025 when I'm recording this video. And there's a lot of what I think I could call very lightly call upheaval and change. And we as humans don't always respond well to change. We like things actually to be very much the same. Our nervous system is calmed by sameness. And so I wanted to offer a meditation that I've been doing with my students the past couple weeks. And it was inspired by a couple people. One of my primary teachers, Molly Lannon Kenny, some of her practices inspired this that she's taught me over the years, and also inspired by poet Ross Gay's Book of Delights, in which he made a practice of noting something delightful every day and writing a small bit about it. If you've not encountered this book, it is just delightful. And noting one good thing in our day in times when it feels like there's a lot of chaos and strife is one of those ways of not feeling like we're being overwhelmed by rising tide of chaos or despair, anger. And so to do this one, like so many of our practices, right, the comfortable enough position is where we start. And this is one that you could do this walking, you could do this seated like I am in a chair, you could do this lying down, right? Standing. This is definitely a you can do it anywhere, anytime practice. And a note on humbleness. Your one good thing doesn't need to be big. In fact, the smaller and more humble it is, the easier this practice is to cultivate. And I reached out and I grabbed my mug of tea. And to me, particularly, it's winter. It might snow this week. My city does not handle snow well. So, particularly in winter, one good thing in my day is the first sip of the hot, perfectly made tea on a chilly morning. This is not actually the first sip, but it's still pretty delightful. This mug also extra delightful. I did not actually get this mug on a visit to Walt Disney World with my spouse, but when the one I got broke, my spouse went onto it to eBay and found a brand new one. Well, not brand new, but found one that was exactly like the one I broke. Because I was very sad to have broke this kind of silly mug, but it brings me a lot of joy. And now it brings me a little extra joy. So your one good thing could be like, the water was so hot and great for my shower this morning. One of my students said last week that they're taking their dog to the groomer after class, and that was their one good thing because the dog was needing a bath. So yeah, really humble things can be your one good thing. So we take a moment and find the comfortable enough position we're going to use for this. If you're not walking, you could have your eyes closed. You could have your eyes open. If the eyes are open, do that trick where you kind of gaze out in front of you and you let the gaze relax. So you're not looking at any particular thing. And then I'm going to pick, right, feeling my breath. I might also, particularly if I'm seated or lying down, I might pick the feeling of support against the back of my body or the feeling of my hands on my body. But I'm following, for me, right in this moment, the sensation of my own breath moving in and out. We use that breath or the feeling of pressure, being seated or supine. These are our anchors back into the present moment. We get reconnected to the wisdom self, using that self of wisdom. And this goes into the heart, mind, self too, right? We're just using the self of wisdom so we don't get caught up in a story. Think about one simple good thing. Maybe you've already had it in your day. Maybe it's going to happen a little later in your day. What is that good thing? And add some details. What will that moment feel like or has already felt like? In which case, you can be really rich with the details. Is it something by yourself or is someone else, or even more than, are there several someone else's there? Where are you in this one good thing? When? And as you concentrate on this one good thing, where do you feel that within your body? Can we see within us this one good thing as a light within? And see that glow within that is one good, simple, humble thing. Perhaps during a day it's even a big thing that is good. And as you inhale the light of that one good thing and thinking and holding it within you, that light grows bigger with each inhale. On the exhale, it doesn't shrink down. It's not like a balloon expanding and the air comes out. It just stays within you glowing. And then the next inhale, right, it's a little bigger. Maybe this light feels warm and comforting until you feel you are held and surrounded by this light of support, this light of just one good thing today. You can come back to this warm, comfortable glow anytime. And when you finish reflecting on it, maybe now you see that glow just pull down into a spot within you that you can again come back to. And I really invite you every day, I take just a moment, sit down and think of what is your one good thing and stay with it like we did just now for a moment, several moments. Add all the details, really seeing and feeling that one good moment and holding on to it until it becomes a glowing light that fills you up. And maybe even that glow, right? Others will feel it and you can inspire them to sit with their one good thing so that we feel connected and in community together. We individually feel supported and comforted, and we are reminded that even when things feel like there is nothing but strife and change and chaos and worry, there is also in every day one good thing. Let yourself learn this practice of both and, of not feeling like it is entirely grief or fear, but there are these moments of light within us. One good thing every day. Thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope it brings you peace and comfort. Peace, peace, peace. May we all have more peace. Thank you for practicing with me again. And if you've got a moment, please take a moment, click on that like button, consider subscribing to the channel so you get more of these practices, particularly if you're someone that waits for the newsletter. I am starting to add more practices throughout the month, so definitely come to the channel and subscribe. All right, thank you.